Let's start the party.
From hottest topics in the news to one-on-one interviews and all the hit tunes you want to hear, this is What's Hot.
It is What's Hot with Shimei Cook. I am Shimei Cook. I have my special guest co-host, Esthefarnie Jean-Francois in the building. How you doing, Esthefarnie? How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you, Shimei?
I'm good. Thank you so much for being a guest co-host today. On today's show, we got you covered with the hot headlines, the hot report, and we have a special guest today, a board of trustees member here at NCCU, Mr. James Mitchell. He's going to join the show live here in studio. But first, we're going to start the show up with some positivity, giving somebody the credit they deserve for being great. But first, Esthefarnie, how are you doing? Thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate you coming to be a guest co-host with me today.
I'm doing great, y'all. I'm having a great day. My birthday's tomorrow.
Oh, that's good. Okay. Good for you. It's a little rainy outside, but we're gonna keep it hot inside here on the show. Like I said, we're gonna start the show off with some positivity, giving somebody the credit they deserve for being great in a segment called The Hot Spotlight. But here is on my mama. Here on What's Hot. It's What's Hot with Shimei Cook, NCC Audio Net. It is What's Hot with Shimei Cook. I am Shimei Cook. Got my guest co-host, Esthefarnie Jean-Francois in the building. How you doing, Esthefarnie?
I'm great.
Good. Let's start the show off with some positivity, giving somebody the credit they deserve for being great. Today, I'm going to give the hot spotlight to, she's a journalist for ABC 11. Her name is Akila Davis. She made national recognition for, changing her hair to locks, showing off her locks, her dreadlocks earlier, about 8 months ago. She's a part of the NABJ RDU chapter here in the Triangle, and I had a chance to have a great conversation with her, and and she told me a great story about how, not worrying about what people think of you, especially being a black person in this industry, in the media industry. And she is authentically herself, authentically, black, and she's very educated, and I'm gonna give her the credit they deserve for being great. Miss Akila Davis. She is a news reporter for ABC 11. That's my hot spotlight. Who are you going to give the hot spotlight to, Esthefarnie?
I think it would be wrong if I didn't give my hot spotlight to the great achieving men of the Alpha Kappa chapter, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, and the wonderful women on my court. We just gained our leadership roles, but we've been on the move and trying to make a difference already. And that's who I would like to give my spotlight to. Definitely.
If you want to give somebody the credit they deserve for being great in the hot spotlight, give us a call. 919-579-2444 is the number. Up next, we got you covered with the hot headlines and much more. It's What's Hot with Shimei Cook.
You're listening to What's Hot on NCCU Audio Net.
It is What's Hot with Shimei Cook. I am Shimei Cook. I got my guest co-host, Esthefarnie Jean-Francois. How you doing, Esthefarnie?
I'm doing great.
Good. It's time to get into these hot headlines. Here we go. Hey, you gonna go there? Well, it is What's Hot with Shimei Cook, so we go there all the time.
These are the stories heating up in the news.
Someone is not doing their job correctly, because this is blasphemous. I'm sorry.
This is Hot Headlines.
Here.
Allegedly.
Okay.
On What's Hot.
All right, these are the stories heating up in the news. So a local bakery, a black-owned bakery, reportedly lost $16K after Tesla canceled an order of 4,000 mini pies. A bakery in San Jose is calling out Tesla for allegedly canceling orders of 4,000 mini pies at the last minute. According to the Giving Pie Facebook post, the store owner said Tesla wanted 2,000 mini pies to celebrate Black History Month. What's another way to celebrate Black History Month with pies? The bakery said sent a quote to Tesla, to a Tesla rep allegedly. And it got approved with the price ordered, and on the last minute on the 20th of this month of February. It got canceled, and there is no reason why the order was canceled. Are they justified into getting it canceled? Asking for their money back, Stephanie?
Honestly, being a business owner, I feel like I would be mad because, you're supposed to notify people if there's any cancellations or anything. I'd be pretty upset, especially because, it takes a lot for you to provide a service or a product. So to pre-order all the stuff that makes them pies and then find out they not, doing anything. They should have charged like a deposit or something.
Absolutely. I would be pissed too. I'd be livid. But the question is, what kind of type of pies were they to celebrate for Black History Month? I hope it was sweet potato, because that's the only pie, sweet potato apple pie. I think that's the only pie that Black people really
Honestly,
eat.
I don't like apple pie.
You don't like apple pie?
No.
You like sweet potato pie though?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd rather sweet potato pie than apple pie anyways. In other news, you have AT&T?
I do not.
Okay, you know somebody with AT&T though.
I know a few people.
So you remember when the AT&T service went out last week?
I wish I could relate, but I couldn't. My service is real good over here.
Well, AT&T is giving back $5 to customers hit by the cell phone network outage.
Only $5?
Only $5. How are you a $1 billion company and you are only giving $5? And guess what? The $5 is not going to be even all at once. It's going to be spread through 4 months. On everybody's bills.
So like $1, what?
Or no,
25?
75 cents or something like that. That's blasphemous. How are you a $1 billion company and you're only giving me $5 for compensation for what happened to the cell phone network outage? That's blasphemous. This is why I got T-Mobile. That's why I left AT&T.
Me too.
Yep, because of stupid stuff. Yeah, T-Mobile's all the way. T-Mobile or Verizon, I think those are the top two, in my opinion.
In my opinion, it's T-Mobile all the way.
Yeah, T-Mobile.
Unlimited is unlimited over there.
Exactly. And finally, a Texas judge issues ruling in case of a school district that suspended a teen due to length of his dreadlocks. So earlier, we reported on the story last semester. So a Texas judge has issued a ruling in the case of a school district that suspended a teenager for the length of his dreadlocks. According to the Shade Room, the teen, Daryl George, was instantly suspended has been suspended since September 2023. According to CNN, the ruling was made on Thursday, February 22nd, in a state district judge, Chap Chain III, reportedly decided to rule in the school's favor and not provide resources to the reasons why he is suspended. And the George, and this does not violate the Crown Act in the state of Texas. This is really stupid. How are you going to stop somebody from going to school just because of their hair? That makes no sense. So this black boy has been out of school and in school suspension since September 2023.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. And it is February 2024. This dude has not been to lunch with his peers, has not done anything with his peers since the school year has started because of his hair. Now, how does that make sense, Stephanie? That makes no sense.
Honestly, I feel like, people find a different way every day to discriminate against black people.
Yep.
So I don't see how his locks could be a distraction in the classroom. I mean, I hope there wasn't no order or nothing coming from it, but, they're not even telling us why.
Yep. And, because it's a violation of school code, conduct of their dress code. But how can you tell somebody to wear their hair? That's what I'm saying. Just to go get educated, to be taught, to learn. I don't know how that bothers somebody of how your hair looks. That makes zero sense to me. I'm sorry. That makes zero sense. And that was the hot headlines. What we got coming up in the hot report, Stephanie?
We got Wendy Williams documentary recap. We got the Tyler Perry Sister Act 3. And we got Armani revealing that her parents had begun to start cancer treatments.
Yep, all that and more. It's What's Up with Shimei Cook. It's Usher, Good Kisher. It's What's Up with Shimei Cook, NCC Audio Net. It's What's Up with Shimei Cook. I'm Shimei Cook. I'm my guest co-host, Esthefarnie. Jean-Francois in the building. How you doing, Stephanie?
I'm doing wonderful.
All right, it's time to get into the hot report. Here we go. I get paid to talk about you, not talk to you.
From pop culture to news at NCCU, this is the hot report.
If I want to talk about you, if I feel like you're not doing your job, I'm going to talk about it, whether you like it or not.
On What's Hot.
Go ahead.
Hi. So over the weekend, the 2-part Wendy Williams Lifetime documentary was premiered, and it is called Where is Wendy Williams? So how do you feel about that, Shimei?
Well, first of all, continue to read the story. I'm going to tell you my opinion after the audio.
So in the documentary, the film crew captures the next stages of Wendy Williams' career and her plans to do a podcast. But Wendy Williams' health, like we all know, hasn't been so well, and it has took a lead role, which made her plans shift. According to the People's Magazine, productions was forced to stop and pivot because she entered a treatment facility where her parents and her family had lost contact with her. So, if you guys don't know, Wendy Williams was diagnosed with, now say it for me because I don't know how to say that.
Well, okay. So, here's audio. First, we're going to play. Here's audio from Wendy's son, Kevin, speaking on his mother's well-being.
Done a great job making it seem like everything is okay always, but in reality, there's something wrong going on. My mom, she always talks about how she wants to work, but I feel as though she's worked enough. I feel like the Guardian has not done a good job of protecting my mom. My mom.
So, like I was saying, Wendy was diagnosed with aphasia and dementia.
Yes. I want to send healing energy to Wendy Williams and her family. If you saw my Instagram earlier this weekend, I said this. Wendy Williams is one of the reasons why I am doing what I'm doing, as a career. She sparked very big inspirations for me to see. I didn't grow up with the Wendy on radio, as a lot of people know her originally from. I grew and knew Wendy on television, in that purple chair, since I was, I think, 8 years old. 8 years old, yeah, that's when she came out. What's 8 or not? 8? I was young, right? I was raised. Wendy was my Oprah. So seeing another black woman on television for that, certain long time gave me inspiration, because she didn't care what nobody thought. She didn't care, what people thought about her opinion and her approach. She did it successfully. She ruled daytime TV when it came to ratings, and she told it like it is. And like in the theme song, she said it like she meant it. And to see how at the height of her career, everything just came crumbling down, in the span of, I think, 2 years. It's all a result of her husband cheating on her. Then she got a divorce from her husband, and after that, she got her mom passed away, and then she loses her talk show, and that takes a toll on you in such a small, time frame. But after watching this documentary, Wendy didn't look like herself. Wendy was very rude to people. She told her assistant, or whatever, I don't like that assistant that she has, that, she needs to get liposuction or something. That was her publicist. And, she couldn't remember everything, but that comes with the dementia of it all. But Wendy didn't even know that her show was canceled until her niece Alex told her. That's what really, I think really broke her, when the boss of the production company, Denmark Mercury, did not even tell her that her show was canceled. She had to find out through the tabloids, and then through the tabloids through her niece. That's a toll. When I still don't like the assistant. I didn't like how everything was panning out to be here. I really don't like that manager she had, Will Shelby. I did not like him And then now she's, not even under her guardianship with her family. But like I said, sending healing energy to Wendy, and she will always still be remembered as the queen of all media. What's your take on this, Stephanie?
Okay, so yes, indeed, sending healing energy, because it is quite a sad story. But you might hate me on this. I'm not a big fan of Wendy Williams.
Yeah.
I just feel like, when you put out so much negative energy into the world, the world has a way of making it bite you back. And I feel like, she had such a big platform where she could have been, radiating positive energy and helping out the Black community. But she took the other way and, said some really bad stuff about a lot of people, you feel me? So karma is very real. It doesn't take away from the fact that she did, have such a lasting impact on daytime television. She was a great, media person, and her show was very, very great. It was very entertaining. It was very funny, but it's just that, she could have took a turn into more of a positive light, which I feel like more people would be able to feel for her now that she's going through what she's gone through. Because I look on social media and I see, like, when people are talking about the Wendy Williams stuff, they just typically aren't on her side, which is very sad, because at the end of the day, we really don't know her like, we don't know her like her family knows her, or like her manager or her publicist and stuff. So we can't really speak on it 100%. We're only outside looking in. But outside looking in, she didn't make herself look too good on television. And when you look back and you're looking at all the negative stuff she said about people, it's you can't blame people for giving the same energy back.
When it comes to legacy, I see what you're talking about, but at the end of the day, I get what you're saying. I have seen people commenting saying it's karma and stuff, but I want to quote what Wendy's sister Wanda said on the documentary. She is a person. She is still a person. That is somebody's mother. That is somebody's sister. That's somebody's aunt. That's somebody's grandmother. I mean, not grandmother. That's somebody's godmother. That is somebody's family member. And at the same time, like she said, and Wendy said this at in the documentary, if it can happen to you, if it can happen to her, it can happen to you.
It definitely can.
So I feel like this is a learning lesson. At the same time, I think this documentary didn't need to come out. It was really hard to watch as a Wendy fan. But I think it's a learning lesson for, what goes around comes around.
It definitely is. But what they said is very true. If it can happen to her, it can happen to you. That's why I'm big on, treat others the way you want to get treated.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm not surprised with the stuff unraveling, because a lot of time when people sit and they talk about people, or they sit and they, gossip or spread rumors, it's because they are struggling with stuff going on in their life. Like, for a long time, a lot of people didn't know that Wendy was as sick as she was. Like,
yeah.
And that goes to show, like, she was probably dealing with a lot of stuff behind the scene that she just didn't feel comfortable talking about just yet. I wish that she had went about it differently and just told us, because we would have been able to, like, support her. She would have had a great support system from her fans if they had known way early on. Now, I don't know about the whole situation and when she found out she was sick, but if there was a way to prevent this outcome, it could have been put in motion early.
Excuse me. Definitely, like I said, healing energy to Wendy. And I know this is really tough to Wendy, and the thing is, she's under a guardianship, because through New York they call it a guardianship. So her family doesn't even know where she is, and only she can call her family. They can't call her. But according to her niece and her sister, Wendy sounds fine. She sounds healthy. And like I said, I'm sending healing energy. I know Wendy wants to come back on television, but I just care about her health. I don't really care if she comes back to television or anything. But what else is in the hot report?
So, Tyler Perry recently explains why developing Sister Act 3 has left him a little annoyed, quote unquote. Tyler Perry doesn't have high hopes that Whoopi Goldberg's Sisters Act 3, the original musical comedy, was released in 1992, and it quickly earned a sequel in 1993, Sisters Act 2, Back in the Habit. Both followed Whoopi Goldberg's
Dolores Van Carter's,
as she forced to pretend to be a nun by the Witness Protection Program. The original earned a massive $230 million on a budget of approximately $30 million, though the sequel was less impressive, earning $125 million on a $38 million budget. Unfortunately, Sisters Act 3 development has been comparatively slow. Tyler Perry, who is attached to the production and product, admit in the interview with ET that the script is still being worked on, and also expressed his frustration about the long production, but that he and Whoopi are determined to see perfection.
I'm excited for this movie to come out. I know that's the business of how, like, the script is being written, how it's written, who it's written by. But at the end of the day, I think this is a good franchise for culture, especially this Whoopi Goldberg's a legendary actress, and this is one of her milestones in her career. So, I'm excited for this film.
I'm gonna let you down again.
You probably don't even care about for this film either.
No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I don't care. I haven't seen them.
They're on Disney Plus. You got Disney Plus?
Yes, I do.
Yes,
but I have not seen almost any Tyler Perry movie, honestly.
So you never heard of Medea? You never watched?
I have, but I have not watched.
How are you
most
black?
Of them.
How are you black?
Well, see, I don't like when people say that.
That is blasphemous.
No.
That is blasphemous.
No, it's not. I'm black. I'm not Black American. So I wasn't raised watching that.
Okay.
So, yeah,
that's
I don't
fair.
really know too many Tyler Perry movies. But, if y'all want to put me on, send some recommendations to my Instagram, please.
And we got one more story before we get out of here.
Okay. So Armani reveals that her parents began cancer treatment as she was starting her solo music career. The singer recently announced her long-awaited debut album 6 years after Fifth Harmony began their infinite hiatus. After Armani announced her long-awaited album, Dopamine, last week, the singer is being open about the tremendous journey that led to this moment. In a new interview with Who, What, Where, the 27-year-old songwriter and songstress reflects on how a double cancer diagnosis led her to putting her career on the back burner.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sending hella energy to major props for her to putting family first. Yes. Definitely, putting family first is definitely important, especially when you are, successful. Family comes first, no matter what job you got. I'm a big family person. Family comes first, and I gave her props for doing that, because she could have had somebody, send a nurse over there to make sure she was fine. But, that shows that she didn't let the fame get to her head.
Definitely. And cancer can be rough on all counterparts.
Yeah, absolutely. And her mom's going through it twice. So that's how she, that's family is strong, and definitely hoping nothing but the best for our Normani, and ready for new music. We love new music from everybody. And that was the Hot Report. Thank you so much, Esthefarnie. Up next, at the top of the hour, we got you covered with the hot mix of the day. And then later in the 3 o'clock hour, we have NCCU Board of Trustees member Mr. James Mitchell here on What's Hot. It's What's Hot with Shimei Cook. Do not go anywhere.
You're listening to What's Hot on NCCU AudioNet.
Are you tired of politics as usual? Do you want laws and policies that promote opportunity and justice? Well, listen to this. Voters under 40 already make up nearly half the country and will be a majority in the next 4 years. So if we vote, we can make a real change in democracy. Voting Owl is a revolutionary new app that makes informed voting easy. Download Vote Owl and you will always know when to vote and where to vote. Vote Owl also helps you determine who to vote for based on the trusted sources you choose. NCCU has partnered with Vote Owl to make informed voting easy. Go to voteowl.org, click the green download free app or learn more button at the top of the page, and be sure to follow NCCU to vote on our t-shirt contest and keep up with the Vote Owl prizes, parties, and events.
You're listening to What's Hot on NCCU AudioNet.
It is What's Hot with Shimei Cook. I am Shimei Cook. I got my guest co-host, Esthefarnie, Jean-Francois in the building. How you doing? And we got our special guest in the building. We got Mr. Trust, the Board of Trustees, Mr. James Mitchell in the building. How you doing, Mr. Mitchell?
I'm doing extremely well. Thank you for this opportunity.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much for coming on today. How are you?
I'm doing extremely well, and we have had our committee meetings earlier this morning, but I think it's a great opportunity just to share from a Board of Trustee why I'm so passionate about the university we love called North Carolina Central University.
First and foremost, you came all the way from Charlotte.
Yes, sir.
That's number one. We appreciate you for doing that. And we'll figure out the headphone situation in a minute. And I want to first ask about you are a proud alumni of NCCU.
Proud alumni
as well.
Proud graduate 1985. Yes, sir.
I'm glad you're proud to say the year. A lot of people are not proud to say the year. You are an alumni, like I said, in NCCU. Talk about your experience as a student here at NCCU when you were a student here.
Well, and that's why I love the university so much. They took a young guy from Charlotte, North Carolina, who was intimidated, didn't know a lot about leadership, and North Carolina Central faculty and student body made me the leader I am today. So I'm fortunate enough to be on Charlotte City Council, where I represent over 879,000 citizens in the 14th largest city in America.
Wow.
And my leadership skills was developed on the grounds of here at NCCU. So I got involved in the yearbook staff. I was a member of the Young Democrats, a member of the NAACP, pledged Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. And then we started a social group called the Charlotte's Finest Club.
Wow.
So those from Charlotte can come together, network, and we help one another. So I'm always going to be in there. And so when the chancellor called me about serving the Board of Trustees, I was elated with the opportunity to give back to my university.
Major props. Stephanie, you got any questions?
Yes, I do. So what is one of the reasons you became a trustee member?
Well, I think, Stephanie, for me, it was the opportunity that someone said, how can we use your network? How can we use your skills, your passion for the university to better North Carolina Central University? So I'm kind of concentrating on three aspects. One, I want every student here, Stephanie, Brother Cook, have a great experience. Why? Because I want you to graduate. I want you to have a big impact and fly high in corporate America or be an entrepreneur. Then I want you to give back to this university to be alumni. Secondly, I'm a big fan that sports create excitement among the student body. And so you look how we went to Atlanta 2 years ago, won the HBCU football championship, and then that translated to having the largest freshman class ever in the school history.
Yeah.
And thirdly, more importantly, I'm focused on building your facilities. I'm so glad to see the Baines Hall is coming down, because when I was here in 1980, 1985, Baines Hall was considered a luxury dormitory.
Oh, really?
And so I'm glad.
It was an all-girls dorm back in the day. That's what I heard.
Yeah, and then but Baines had a great reputation.
Okay,
and so
good.
Stephanie, the third part of my passion is to grow our facilities and to make sure that you students, you love NCCU much as I do.
Definitely. How did you get into being a city council in Charlotte, back in the Queen City?
Oh, Brother Cook. So back when I moved back, I went to Canton, Ohio. First job out of graduate from North Carolina Central. I was a computer science major. And General Electric hired me, so I spent 4 years in Canton, Ohio. Then I relocated back to Charlotte. And I got involved in the community. I was mentoring. I was making sure people had computer skills. And so a young man saw me and said, hey, have you ever thought about being a politician? My first response was no. And then he said, let me mentor you. So lesson one to everyone who's listening, find a mentor, someone who can guide you and provide that wisdom. And so being mentored for 2.5 years, Then I decided it was time for me to run for Charlotte City Council, and God is good. I've been blessed to serve the city of Charlotte for over 24 years now.
Go ahead, Stephanie.
Okay. As you stated, you're a member of Omega Psi Phi fraternity.
Shout out to Tau Psi chapter.
Great. How do you believe that you have represented them through the community and as a trustee?
Stephanie, great. So I think I need to model the right behavior of Omega Psi Phi fraternity. We believe in giving back through Charles Drew Blood Drive. We believe in mentoring. So I spend a lot of time mentoring high school students, and I'm proud to say about 4 of them are attending North Carolina Central University right now.
Wow.
And third but not least, I want to make sure that I uphold manhood, scholarship, perseverance, uplift. 4 cardinal principles are so dear to our fraternity. And it was Tau Psi chapter when I pledged in spring '82 that someone told me that I was a leader. And I went on to become the editor of North Carolina Central Yearbook in 1984.
You can ask that question.
You also created a program for the Black youth and Charlotte community called Next Level Leadership.
Oh, yes.
What was it that inspired you to create it?
So, Stephanie, I realized each one to reach one. And as I was getting a little more wisdom on Charlotte City Council, I needed to pass baton to somebody. And I thought it was very important that I develop the next leaders in the city of Charlotte. So Next Level Leadership, we're now class number 6, and I founded an organization to develop African American leadership skills. I'm unintentional, unapologetic Black. And so I want us to know that we have different leadership styles and different leadership skills that need to be developed. And Next Level Leadership, we are accomplishing that goal. So I'm very proud of our success as we continue to develop the new Black leadership in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yes, we're still here with trustee member Mr. James Mitchell. The NCCU, Dr. Johnson Owakinle just announced that he will be retiring, and that creates a new search for a new chancellor.
Yes, sir.
How is the new search for a new NCCU chancellor going?
So far, it's going very well. We have had like 3 or 4 listening sessions with our alumni, headed up by National Alumni President. Now we starting to have individual groups among alumni chapters. And now for the first time tomorrow that the Board of Trustees will get a whole timeline when we think we can select and have a new chancellor of North Carolina Central University probably from the July timeframe. And so I think this is a great opportunity, right, to give feedback of what type of leader we would like going forward and to build upon some of the things that Chancellor Accolade has done. I've been a strong advocate of his, how he's developed new facility for us, mixed-use development.
Yeah.
And so I would like for the new chancellor, he or she, to come in with the same enthusiasm and passion to make North Carolina Central the best school it can become.
Absolutely. How do you think Chancellor Accolade will be remembered here? I know you just mentioned, the infrastructure that he approved through his administration, but how, when it comes to cultural-wise, how do you think he'll be remembered as the Chancellor of North Carolina Central University?
I think there's 2 things. One, Brother Cook, I think one is the facility, the brick and mortar. But I think secondly, when you look at our research dollars, our funding, North Carolina Central has done extremely well. And we got a report today, our giving for the first time is north of 10%. When Accolade came, our giving was around 3%. We got a report today, we're at 16.9.
Oh,
so
wow.
Thank you for the alumni for giving. And so I do think that will be a trademark of his legacy.
When it comes to, NCCU in the future, how do you feel NCCU will become one of the greatest campuses, not just in North Carolina, but amongst HBCUs?
I like how you said that. I can't stand when people say, well, you are the best school in Durham. We don't try to be the best HBCU in Durham. We try to be the best HBCU in the nation. And so I do think about our student experience. When people will walk on this campus, they were talking about how we prepare them for great careers. We prepare them for entrepreneurship. We prepare them to give back in the community. We prepare them to be more role models. And secondly, more research dollar. I want people to look at NCCU as a solution-oriented university for the future. So someone who find the cure for cancer will come from North Carolina Central University.
Yeah.
Someone who make the top 10 Black entrepreneur will come from North Carolina Central University. That's what I want NCCU to be remembered for in the future.
Go ahead, Stephanie.
Okay, so speaking about, college career and college experience, if you could give us one advice for our college experience, what would you give us?
So I would say, Stephanie, push yourself out of your comfort zone. It's so easy to come to school and you have the same group of friends. You do the things you normally do, but college is about growth. And so I would encourage you to get out your comfort zone. If you're afraid to speak, take speaking classes. If economics is not your strong suit, learn from someone who can help you get your economic skills. So push yourself out of the comfort zone. And last but not least, Stephanie, please find a mentor, someone that can guide you. It's been so successful for me to have a mentor in my life.
How important is mentorship?
Oh, on a scale of 0 to 10, it's a 15, Brother Cook. We don't have success in our life by ourselves, and I hope that everyone have a spiritual component of their life. Whether you go to church, you pray every day, you read your Bible, spirituality is very important. And then there's mentoring, someone who you can call, you can trust, and that they have your best interests for you. And that's why I think mentoring is so important.
Okay, last question. What's next for NCCU and what's next for you?
What's next for NCCU is find another great leader that can lead our university going forward. What next for me is to continue to recruit high talented young minds that will come to North Carolina Central University, and I'm fortunate enough to give their degree when they walk across that stage a member board of trustee.
Thank you so much.
I
Yes.
gotta say,
Yes.
can I get an Eagle Pride?
Amplified.
That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you so much. It's Mr. James Mitchell here on What's Up, the trustee member of NCCU. We'll be right back. Up next is the hot question of the day. It's What's Up with Shimei Cook. Doja Cat, Paint the Town Red. It's NCCU on the net. It's What's Up with Shimei Cook. Up next, at the first of all, we want to thank Trustee Mitchell for coming on here on What's Hot. We had a great conversation. If you want to hear the full conversation of Trustee Mitchell, you could go to our YouTube page, the Cook Entertainment YouTube page. Up next is the hot question of the day. We want you guys to weigh in for the hot question of the day. And the question is, would you sleep with someone on the first date? That is the question. Weigh in. 919-579-2444 is the number. Here's Beyonce, Drunk in Love. It is What's Up with Shimei Cook. I am Shimei Cook. That was Miguel, sure thing, here on NCC Audio Net. Got my guest co-host, Esthefarnie, Jean-Francois. How you doing, Esthefarnie? That's good. Let's get into, and it's time for the hot question of the day. So recently I put it on my poll on my Instagram at Shimei Cook TV, as I do every week. And the poll this week, it was a very, very blunt question, but a lot of people voted. Over 500 people voted, and the question is, would you sleep with somebody on the first date? Before I tell you the results, Stephanie, what's your take on this question?
Me personally, I would not sleep with somebody on the first date, because if you're dating around, you're trying to find somebody that you could see yourself with for the long being. So I feel like, with that being said, physical and sexual should come last. It's about creating a connection between y'all personalities and a mental and emotional connection before you try to make things physical and sexual.
Yeah, I agree with you. I believe that I believe that first of all, you don't know what that person got. If you're just meeting with that person, that you don't know if they got herpes or any other disease that it's gonna hinder you. So that's one thing, and you don't know if that person's the killer, or you don't know what that person got going on. So I think you gotta get to know somebody before you go into physical altercation. So according to the poll, 29% of the people say yes, and 71% of the people say no. We want to get your opinion on this topic. Call us up. 919-579-2444 is the number. 919-579-2444 is the number. Your opinion is next, right here. It's What's Up with Shimei Cook.
You're listening to What's Hot on NCCU AudioNet.
It is What's Up with Shimei Cook. I am Shimei Cook, and I got we got a caller on the line. Hello, who's this?
Okay. Hi, this is Ariana.
Hi. Well, okay. We want you to weigh into the question of the day. Thank you so much for calling. The question is, would you sleep with somebody on the first date? That is the question. What's your opinion on that question?
Um, I feel like if he is so fine and the money is right and the timing is right, yeah, I'm opening my leg.
Wow. Wow. Really? What's your take on that stuff, Stephanie?
I mean, to each their own.
To
We're
each-
grown, so I'm not judging.
Yeah, well, not judging. is a-
And I mean, you feel me? It's every situation's different. Every guy's different. So you're right. It depends, I guess.
Like you said, not judging, but not judging is a form of judging. But we,
Bye.
but we digress. Thank you so much for calling. All right, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, caller. If you want to weigh your opinion on the question of the day, you can call us up 919-579-2444. That is the number. Up next is my quote of the day and more. It's What's Up with Shimei Cook. We right back. It's What's Up with Shimei Cook. That was her. Her here on What's Up. That was Say It Again. I want to thank Stephanie, Jean. How do you pronounce your last name again?
Francois.
Thank you so much for coming on with me as guest co-host today. We had a great time. Trustee Mitchell came by, stopped by and played some good tunes. We were jamming with the tunes. We had some good hot topics. We had a good time. Before I take my quote of the day, Stephanie, tell everybody your information so how we could get to know you and all your information, what you do on campus, all that jazz.
Okay. Hi, my name is Stephanie Jean-Francois. I am a sophomore psychology student here at the illustrious North Carolina Central University. You guys can get in contact with me through my Instagram @e.esthefarnie. I serve as the graphic designer for the Election and Transition Committee for SGA. I was a 2023-2024 SOAR leader here. I also am part of the Eagle Eye View. If you guys are interested in podcasting, social media content creating, graphic designing, photography, make sure you guys look out for all the activities and stuff the Eagle Eye View is hosting. I'm also part of the Caribbean Student Association, which is for all of the Caribbean or Caribbean supporter students here at Central, for y'all to get in contact with like-minded minds and grow into our culture. I also serve as the 2023-2024 Miss Alpha Kappa for the Alpha Kappa Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Yes, those are my positions and leadership roles. And I also do nails as a nail technician. You guys can add my business page at _eClaws. That's _EKLAWS. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you so much, Stephanie, for coming on once again. You're more than welcome to come back on the show. And definitely, especially all the females, if you want to get your nails done, everybody gets their nails done by that Stephanie. Yeah, she's really good. I could witness. I remember last year I met you in George Street, and I saw you like, oh my God, you're very talented. That's really good. That's an art. You're an artist. That's what I call you.
Thank you.
Enough of that. Time for my quote of the day. And it's really easy going into spring break. If you want someone to change, don't tell them what to do. Just remind them of who they are. I love you for listening. Enjoy spring break, everybody. We will see you guys in 2 weeks. And guess what? Wish me luck for, I'm going to Savannah next tomorrow, actually, because the show got nominated for an award for Best Podcast amongst HBCUs in our region. So wish me luck, and we can bring the award back to the Eagle Nest so we can celebrate. Like I said, this show would not be on if it wasn't for you guys, the listeners and the supporters, or any way you tune in. We appreciate you for listening. Enjoy your spring break. I love you for listening. The action never stops. Bye-bye.